Welcome back. This is part 3 of the basics to the Republican Party, primarily talking about Christian County, but we also talk a little bit on the state level and the national level. And Ken Hurley's here again with me in this part 3, and we're going to pick up where we left off. If you haven't seen part 1, part 2, go to my Rumble channel, Patriot Resource Network, and they're out there. Be sure and hit the follow buttons and the notification bell so that you can receive notifications of these videos as they come out. So Ken, go on with where we were at between the Central Committee and also touching a little bit about the Republican Party thing.
Like I said earlier, there's about 5 or 6 political parties recognized by the state of Missouri, Republican, Democrat, etc., constitutional, libertarian. But each one of those political parties are a private organization. They have no function with the government other than allowing candidates to run on a political party that serves at a local, state, or federal level in the government. But now, in Missouri, the state legislators have made certain laws that guide the political parties, but they don't own them. They don't, they're just, it's a political party that if you want to run for county commissioner or sheriff or collector, or if you want to run for state rep, state senator, or run for judge, or run for, the big 5 or 6, governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, treasurer, attorney general, and so on, you have to file with a political party that you're aligned with.
Right.
So how do you get aligned with a political party? First of all, what is a Republican?
Right.
Well, the best place to find that answer is on the website. And then
Missouri GOP.
Yeah, the Missouri Grand Old Party.
Okay.
The Missouri Grand Old Party.
MOGOP.org.
Yes. And then you can go to About, and then it has the party platform. It's a 20-page document, but it has, our philosophy, and that document is currently under a possibility of being slightly modified. We do that every presidential election.
Okay.
So the Republican Party at the state level, and then it goes up to the national level. But to get in, who runs the Republican Party? Because it's just not a glob by itself. So we're going to back clear up and go back to the Central Committee. And we have precincts, wards, or townships, depending what they're named in the county and so on.
Okay.
But they're all synonymous.
Okay.
They all mean one thing, just different words.
Okay. So we could talk, about precincts would cover those 3 words.
Yes.
Yeah. And that way, for the rest of this
we're going to use precinct because that's what we use in Christian County.
Okay.
So there is a committee man and a committee woman that is elected by the registered voters, not politicians. So you, the people, get to select who you want to run the Republican Party in Christian County.
Right.
And there's about, say 27, 26 precincts in Christian County.
Yeah.
And they're not all filled. That's the sad thing, is we have vacancies. Now, how do you get on that? Well, first of all, you have to be a registered voter. You must live in your precinct for 1 year
Okay.
before taking office, not filing, taking office. So you have until the primary election in August to actually, if you moved in the last of July at your current address, you are qualified to run for that precinct committee man, committee woman.
Okay.
So it follows within a year, not from filing, but when you take office. And really, you don't take office until 3 weeks after the primary.
Okay.
So you even have more time than that. But then they reorganize every 2 years, every even calendar year, we have elections. So you elect your precinct committee man, committee woman, and let's say there's 45 people that file for positions and get elected by the people.
Right.
So that is the foundation of the Republican Party. Right there, it's the people.
Right.
Okay, so then when you reorganize, you get to elect officers. Now, at that reorganization, we elect a chair, a vice chair, a secretary, and a treasurer. Now, the unique thing about the chair and the vice chair, you must be a committee man or a committee woman to hold those two positions. And by state law, it's boy, girl, girl, boy. So it's XX and XY chromosomes. And it's very specific, okay? It's not what you think you are.
We all still believe
Yes.
in the chromosome.
Yes, boy, girl, girl,
Yeah,
boy.
the real ones. Yeah.
So then, but the nice thing about being a precinct committee man or committee woman, you could be elected chair or vice chair, boy, girl, girl, boy, of your central committee. And for those of, and then we do have secretary treasurer. You do not have to be a precinct committee man or a committee woman for a precinct to be elected to secretary or treasurer. You have to be a registered voter and you can be from within the county.
Okay.
So then what happens, because elections matter?
Yes, they do.
Like 4 years ago, the election really mattered at the federal level. Our president.
Really,
Yes.
really does, and it needs to be.
We're fixing that.
Yes.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
So then, the chair and the vice chair from each county in the 7th Congressional District, and the 7th Congressional District consists of Greene County, Lawrence County, Jasper County, Newton County, McDonald County, Berry County, Stone, Taney, and Christian County, and a small piece of Webster. So there's 9 full counties and a partial of Webster, and that is the 7th Congressional District. Well, that 7th Congressional District, voila, has a chair, a vice chair, a secretary, and a treasurer. So then, the chair and the vice chair of each county, plus the chair and the vice chair of each legislative district, plus the chair and the vice chair of the judicial district, and this is all on a chart, and I'll send you to the chart here in a little bit, but those get to elect the 7th Congressional or your Congressional District Chair in Missouri. The other states, we're staying in Missouri, but the other states do that, but the terminology may be different.
Okay.
So how do we find out how many districts are in our state? Well, how many districts are there in the United States? How many congressmen do we have that go to Washington, D.C., to represent the citizens of the United States? There's 435 of them. So by population, and it's all divided up, well, in Missouri, we get 8. In Kansas, where I was born and raised, we only have 4, because Missouri has more people in it, more citizens than Kansas.
Okay.
Now, to throw a slight curve, there's only one state in the United States that has 2 senators and 1 congressman, and that's Wyoming.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're going to go back to Missouri. So the governing body of the congressional district is founded and elected by the governing body of each county. And each county is governed by the people.
Right.
So filing for office and they're all on the same date. It opened February 27th. Okay, filing closes March 26th, which is a week or so,
From today.
a week from today. And so you go to the county clerk and then you say, I want to run for committee man or committee woman of this precinct.
But first, you have to be vetted.
Sure.
So that's kind of a new thing, but I did
In
a
Christian
video
County.
on vetting in Missouri, and so you can watch that and learn a little bit about that. But if somebody is out there interested in becoming
Affiliated with the Republican Party.
right, then we can
Okay, they can go to CCRCCMO, and there is contact information. You can email or make a phone call.
right.
Or if you know somebody that's on the list that's already a committee man or a committee woman.
You can make contact with me or Ken, either one.
Yeah. No, but we got to get people
We do.
involved.
We do.
The reason our house is crumbling at the state level, at the local level, and the federal level is the foundation's been lost. And it's all built at the county level.
Yes, and so if you are interested in getting involved, you need to start coming to the Central Committee meetings, which actually we have one tomorrow night.
Well, by the
But-
time they get the video out, so
Right.
let's look at the calendar.
So next month in April,
Well, no, we're going to go back to this month. Okay, the Christian County Republican Central Committee meets tomorrow night,
which is the
March 19th, from 7 until we close. It's at the Management Resource Building on the Highway 14 bypass. It's next to Sonic. So if you don't have time from you get off work, you can grab a sandwich and come and eat.
That's right.
Get a eat and a drink and walk you can park in the Management Resource Building and go get some food and come over to our meeting. A plug for Sonic, but they're convenient.
Right.
But that I just can't stress enough the importance of getting involved at the county level, because that's if you want to call it, you go to Egypt, the pyramids, why do they have such a wide foundation? Because as it builds up and goes up there, it won't topple. We don't have enough people at the local level, Lana.
Right.
So we got to build up our foundation. And you may say, out there in video world, I don't know what to do. Well, we all have to start sometime.
Yes, we do.
Now, here's how they can get a step ahead. They can go to mogop.org, go to resources. Well, it's about resources, and then you can click on Committee Training Handbook, print it off, and that is the instructions on how to start a central committee, or how to rebuild a central committee, or to see if the central committee is running like it was designed to do.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So the people can find out.
So we're getting close to this segment.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and folks, just mogop.org, and here in Christian County, it's ccrccmo.com.
And you will see on there, I'm going to show this page because this is one of the pictures,
Flow chart.
of
The Republican Party in the state of Missouri.
Missouri. And so you can look at that and see how they actually have the Central Committee at the top working through the different legislative, congressional districts, Senate, judicial, up into the state committee.
Into the RNC, which is another segment, the Republican National Committee.
Right. And so we're going to stop there on this, but that was a lot of information. And so
Kind of drinking from a fire hose.
we are, but you know, you can rewatch these videos. Every time you watch one, you're going to pick up more information. This is how I've learned anything that I know, is by just watching things over and over and over. When people talk about things that they're experienced in, and when they have the knowledge that they have, we can learn from them. And so I appreciate Ken being here. We were probably going to continue on into a part 4, and we'll decide what that's going to be. But so be looking for part 4 of more of the basics to the Republican Party.